What it is, what it do, Cyber World, it is your girl, the one and only Ash Brown. Yes, this is the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. I appreciate you guys so very much for all your love, all your support. Nearly 500,000 streams worldwide and growing daily. Would not be possible without each and every one of you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Today, we are joined by author Froswa Booker-Drew. Froswa?
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing today?
Wonderful.
Awesome, awesome.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having time in your schedule. I know you got a tight schedule going on there. So, let our audience know, where are you from?
So I live right now right outside the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but I am originally from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Gotcha. What was your dream career when you were a kid?
Oh my goodness, when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a doctor. And so I thought I was going to be a surgeon. And when I got to high school and I started having to deal with a lot of math, and I've never been good at math, my career decision changed drastically. And I became so interested in helping people. And I did not know as a kid that desire was placed in me, whether it was to be, a physician or whether it was to be the doctor, PhD that I was blessed to have opportunities to do. I just knew I wanted to do something that allowed me to help people and be a blessing. And so it went from being a physician, I thought microbiology, into one day, in undergrad, I was like, I want to go to law school. Wow. And that didn't turn out. And it was a God thing. And so I'm excited that things ended up the way that they did. Initially, you always think you have a plan. And then for me, I felt like God had something bigger and better, and it has been that.
Now, as you were going through your journey and things started to kind of pile up and things were shifting and changing for you, what was one of your biggest obstacles that you had to overcome?
I think the biggest challenge was my perception of myself. It's so easy to look at other people and make comparisons and say, oh, I can't do this, because this person is doing X, and not recognizing that all of us have this path that we're designed to take. And when I stopped doing the comparisons to other people and really began to start accepting the good, bad, and ugly about myself, it's like the journey began to really open up. And it wasn't a traditional journey that most people take.
Yeah. So where did writing come into play when, as you were going along in your journey and writing and authoring books and projects and coaching people? How did that come into play?
I started writing in elementary school. My first poem got published when I was in third grade in this book called Seedlings. And I'll never forget, I was getting, recognized for writing this poem, and I was with my mom and dad, and they were so excited. And I just remember thinking, it's just a poem. I had no idea that even in that title of that book, Seedlings, that was what was being placed in me at that time. I always loved to write. And throughout college, I had a lot of different opportunities to write articles. And I started doing that even in grad school. And so it started off doing more articles for magazines and for newspapers. And then the book was something that I didn't even expect. I didn't start off thinking I was going to be an author of a book. I just really loved being able to write and express myself and share my experiences and hoping that it would touch and resonate with someone.
What would you say has been maybe your proudest moment as far as you chasing your dreams and following through with God's plan for your life?
This is going to sound really funny because it's not any of the accomplishments. It's having my daughter. Aww. That has been the biggest dream for me. And I'll say why. It's because this child taught me love in such an amazing way. Not only taught me how to love her, but how to love myself. I mean, the idea of going through labor, and I had a very difficult pregnancy, and living through that experience and then pouring my own life into this child, and she's teaching me how to be a better person. And then, this year she's graduating from high school, and just watching the opportunities open up for her, that to me has been the biggest thing. I often say to her, I don't know what I was doing before you, because, life mattered. But once I had her, it just became more about purpose and fulfilling purpose, because now there's this little person who's dependent upon you. And how do you tell them to be your best or their best when you're not doing that? So she drove me to be the best that I could be. And I'm still striving to do just that because of her.
And as you're going through these different phases, from baby, toddler, teenager to young adult, what has been the most trying time for you?
I think the difficult issue has been loss, because we've had a lot of relatives who've passed away. And my dad passed when she was almost 5 years old, and she was really close to my father. And then my father-in-law passed like 2 years from that. And so helping her cope with that was a challenge, because how do you explain to a child, that these people are in a better place, but you can't see them and you can't be there. And it was teaching her, and grounding her in faith, and understanding that it's so much bigger than us, and aren't we grateful for the moments that we've had with them, and to learn how to experience the pain that you go through, because the pain can be used for something good, and I honestly believe that. And so because of that, she's been able to help her friends through a lot of tragedies. And then I think it also helped me, because after he passed away, I decided to go back to school and get my PhD. And, it was a time where it was like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I just gone through, losing him and helping my mom with that. And I had a small child at home. And so that struggle, I think, helped her to see how do you rebound in the midst of pain and loss, that you still can turn things around and build on that for something that is bigger than you.
All right, you guys, so we're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we're going to close out the show, and we're going to talk about some inspirational words, all right? There are a lot of people right now that are hurting, that are dealing with traumatic experiences, and if you guys hang tight, you're going to get those words too. So we'll be right back. You spend 1/3 of your life sleeping. Why not make it comfortable with Casper? Ash Brown here from Ash Said It Daily. Casper products are cleverly designed to mimic human curves, providing supportive comfort for all body types. When I'm touring around the world, there's always one important detail missing: my Casper bed. I can't wait to get home for a restful night's sleep. There's nothing like it. The experts at Casper work tirelessly to make a quality sleep surface that cradles your natural geometry in all the right places. The prices are affordable because Casper cuts out the middleman and sells directly to you. They're all designed, developed, and assembled right here in the U.S. Don't forget about Casper's 100-night risk-free Sleep On It trial. Get $50 towards select mattresses by visiting casper.com/ash and using ASH, ASH, at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Get your Casper mattress for a restful night. Visit casper.com/ash. Promo code ASH. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. I appreciate you guys for your love and support. Words of encouragement. There are people that are dealing with tragedy. If you look at the news, people are downtrodden, have no hope. They don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. What advice or what words of encouragement can you offer to people today?
The thing that comes to mind to me is hope. I think that regardless of the situations that we're going through in life and what we're seeing, there are all these glimmers of hope and possibility. And so how do you hang on to hope? We're in a lot of trouble when we don't see goodness around us, and there's so much goodness. I often have to remind myself that if I don't bet on me, no one else is going to do that. And so even in the midst of tragedy and loss, and wondering about what's going to happen next, it's also knowing that you're valuable, that you're important, that you matter, and that one thing is constant is change. And so whether it's bad today, know that it will change at some point, and that with hope and with faith and love, in my opinion, all three of those are critical to being able to move forward no matter what you're going going through.
Perfect words. I appreciate that so much. Let our audience know the best way to get in contact with you and to keep up with your social media.
They can find me on Twitter at Froswa, Froswa, or you can find me on LinkedIn, my entire name, Froswa Booker-Drew, and my website, Froswa's Rules, FROSWASRULES.com.
All right. Sounds like a bet. Thank you so much for joining us today. Definitely needed those words from you. I'm sure somebody needed to hear that somewhere on this wonderful, beautiful planet that we have called Earth. We appreciate that so very much. Keep in mind, you guys, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.